When I was first learning piano, one of my biggest kind of questions or uncertainties was what really should I be doing for practice? And folks would tell me, hey, this is how you practice. And I would try to do it, but it always helped me when I could like see somebody like, what are you actually doing when you practice? And so that's what this video is going to be. I'm going to take this arrangement here that I have, and I'm just going to learn it. It's not something that I've learned before. I've never practiced it. I don't actually think I've ever looked through this arrangement. So for the next half an hour or so, I'm just going to walk you through kind of what my thought process is as I'm practicing. I'll do some warm-ups and then tackle this arrangement, see how far I get. And then at the end, I'll do a little bit of warm-ups again just to kind of end the practice session. So that's what we're going to do. If that's interesting, then stay tuned. If not, I'll see you in the next video. So this arrangement is Abide With Me, arranged by Tom Fettke in the book Hymns with a Velvet Touch. Great book. I recommend a lot of these arrangements to my students. But we're going to take this arrangement and we're just going to learn it. Now, before we get there, I'm going to do some warm-ups, okay? I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to play a little exercise, a finger exercise, and then I'm going to play an arrangement just to kind of get my fingers used to the piano. All right? So we'll start with a finger exercise. All right, now I'm going to play a hymn arrangement. All right, and really quickly before we get into the meat of our practice session, the reason that we want to do a warm-up is it's not so much important to play things perfectly or super accurately. We're just getting our fingers used to moving around on the keyboard, kind of getting our brain used to thinking about music instead of what's for lunch. So that's really the main thing about warm-ups. It's just getting our mind and our fingers and our bodies kind of in tune with the music and with the piano. Okay. So once we've done that, and that can, like I said, it can really last It could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. If you have 17 hours to practice, it could be an hour or two. So it really depends on how much time you have. But now we're going to get into the actual meat of our practice time. So I have this arrangement here. Abide with me. So I'm just going to look over it here first because this is the first time that I've looked at it. And I'm going to see here I start in the key of B flat. Looks like I begin with a little bit of 6 measures of an introduction before I get to my to the actual where the song begins. And I play through that a little bit. Looks like the first verse is pretty simple, and then I get into some left hand broken chords, some arpeggiations there. And then I go to the key of D flat. Is this D flat or is it B flat minor? That's a very important distinction to make. All right, it looks like it is D flat. All right, so we stay in D flat for about a page. Then we go right back to B flat. I'm sorry. No, it looks like this is in B flat minor. No, it's in D flat. All right. So that's that. Then we go to the next page. We're back to B flat again, and it's simple, and it kind of ends fairly simply. All right. So that's a kind of little overview of my arrangement here. Let's go through and find the melody. All right. So I have my introduction for the first 6 measures. Now I am familiar with the song "Abide with Me." Perhaps you aren't, but this is the melody for the song. That's our first verse, and then we go to the second verse. Now here's where we get into our little transition or modulation to D flat. So I'm noticing here that my melody doubles. All right, and then I go back to B flat. And that's where my melody ends. Then I go through a little repeat, well, it's a similar repeat of the introduction, it looks like. Yeah, it's fairly similar, but it's basically just an ending. So that has nothing to do with the actual melody of Abide With Me. That's just the repeated theme of the intro. Okay, so I figured out where my melody is for this song. Now it's time to just tackle that introduction. So I'm going to take the right hand, and I will try to do all 6 measures. We'll see how it happens. It may fail miserably. We'll see. So then I get into my verse. So I'm going to practice this right hand here a few more times just to get really comfortable with it. feel kind of comfortable with that. So let me take a look at the left hand here, see what's going on. Ooh, that's an interesting sound. All right. Well, let's try putting both hands together and see what happens. This may be a disaster. This may end up sounding kind of good. That's the introduction. I'm going to play it one more time. I really want to make sure I'm comfortable with this before I move on. All right, so that's the introduction. Now I'm going to take the verse and I'm going to do the next 4 measures here. All right, let me hit the left hand. I see my bass kind of walks up a little bit, jumps down, and then walks up the rest of the way again. All right. I like that. Let me do that one more time. Actually, I'm going to go from the very beginning. So there we go. There's my first 10 measures. Now, one thing I'm trying to keep in mind here is obviously I'm trying to play all the right notes with good timing, good expression, and all that wonderful stuff. But I really want to keep that melody at the forefront, okay? Got to keep the melody in the front. All right, so moving on here. Here's measures 11, 12, 13, and let's go through 14. Left hand. Let's try both of them together. All right, that sounds good. Now, I did hear as I was going through there, I have a couple of suspensions, or a little bit of like tension and release moments. That's a nice little sound. And then I have another one right here. All right, let's move on. And this next section looks simple enough. I'm going to try playing both hands together to start. I'm not going to do them separate. I get into where my overall pattern and such style is going to change. So instead of doing kind of real blocked chords, now I have that going on in the left hand. And of course it changes at times depending on what chord is going on, but in general I have that style for the rest of this page. Getting into my key change, which is, it's forte, and it's a little bit faster too. So now I'm in the key of D flat. I have the same pattern, except now my melody is, I forgot that's in halves now. So each note is doubled. Back to that simple kind of blocked chord style that I had for the first page and a half. My repeated introduction. All right, I like it. I'm going to try to do that whole thing all at once here. Let's see what happens. Now, one thing that I noticed as I was playing through there is I didn't really keep the melody as clearly as it should have been. So I'm going to, as I play through the whole thing, I'm going to try to really focus on that, getting that melody nice and clear. Right there, I need that E flat to really kind of be in the forefront. There we go. So right there, I need that D to be a little bit louder. All right. So looking back over it, I obviously made a few mistakes, a few wrong notes, a few hesitations and whatnot. But overall, I like how it's coming along. So I'm going to put this aside for now. And let me look at my timer, see how long I've been practicing here. It's been about 20 minutes or so. Maybe 18 minutes because I chatted for a minute at the beginning of my practice time. So I feel like I made good progress. I'm definitely going to come back and really tidy it up before I try playing it for church or anything like that. But I like it. It came along nicely. It's a nice arrangement. And again, by the way, if you want to get a copy for yourself, this is, by the way, not a paid advertisement at all. I just love the book. Hymns with a Velvet Touch by Tom Fettke, and it's sold by Alfred's. So great resource. A lot of late, intermediate, early, advanced arrangements in this book. He's got others as well, but this is just one of the ones that I have. So there we go. I'm done with the bulk of my practice. I got accomplished what I wanted to. I got fairly comfortable with the arrangement. So now I'm going to just play another arrangement, and that'll be it for my practice time. So here we go. I'm going to do a happy one because this was kind of a slower, thoughtful song. And there you have it. That's what about a 25, half an hour, 30-minute practice session looks like. So do a little bit of warm-ups, work on whatever it is that you have to work on, and then finish the practice time with something that you're comfortable with to give yourself that feeling of success. So I hope that was helpful. And if you want to see more like this, comment below. I'm not really sure if this is something that y'all are really going to enjoy, or if maybe only a few of you will find it helpful. So let me know. And then if you do find it helpful, like it, follow us for more.